Well, good morning. Welcome to this yoga practice. We're going to have about 20 minutes hitting and stretching the full body, releasing tensions from our back. We do a little back bends, nothing crazy, just a little bit relaxation and releasing of tensions for the body. We're going to do some twists and it's going to make you feel amazing and ready for the day. So once you're ready, start in a relaxed child's pose, and I will get into the child's pose in a minute after I'm done snuggling the dog. So come sitting on your knees, bring the hands back, shoulders are relaxed and released. Just lengthening out your back, fully relaxing and releasing. Breathing into your back. Fully letting go. Breathing deeply. Now slowly you rise up, come onto all fours, and we're going to start with cat and cow, but first we're going to come into the cow position, really maybe wiggling a little bit forward and back, a little bit sideways, and then rounding your back. It's the cat. And now inhale, cow. Little bit moving forward and back in these, and a cat. Inhale. And exhale. Do it slow, and if you need to wiggle a little bit, release tension, then do that. Inhale. Look over one shoulder. Look over the other shoulder. Round your back again. And then move forward like a wave and slowly coming into a cobra pose. Move up again from here, back into a child's pose with the fingertips on the floor, lengthening out your back. Looking forward, slowly, upward facing dog, and then rounding down into cobra. And then rising up again, lifting yourself up and back into child's pose. Come onto your fingertips, releasing any kind of back tensions here. Rounding forward again. Slowly coming into a cobra pose. Really lengthening your legs. And then rising up again, rounding your back. Come into child's pose on your fingertips. One more time, rounding your back, and now lift your right arm up, wide up, and come into thread the needle on one side. Release all shoulder tensions. And come rising up again on the inhale, lift, and place your hand down. Round your back, cat and cow, and lift. Round again and lift. And then open up to the other side. Left arm opens up and come into thread the needle. You can keep the weight on the right arm. Try to release and relax. Next, inhale, lift again, the left arm right into the sky. And this is a little bit tough for me. It feels always so tight. And then come into a cat-cow again. Maybe in your own time or do it with me. Inhale. And then come onto your toes. We're going to have a little back bending, opening up, having your hands onto the sacrum, opening up the chest upward. You don't want to just drop back. You want your chest to open up forward. And then maybe repeat this. You don't have to put even your head back. You can repeat this, or you can lift your arms overhead and backward. And again, don't drop back that much. Just rise up and open up that chest. It's more about opening up the chest. Maybe you want to come into the full expression of the cobra pose, the camel, then do that. Otherwise, stay in what variation you like. Breathing deeply. Now slowly rise up, head last, sitting onto the heels, and then come into a child's pose. The hands come to the back side of your body beside your hips. Release and relax, maybe wiggle out your back a little bit, rocking side to side. And then we're going to repeat the camel. But if you'd like to do any other variation, that is a little bit easier. So the first variation, just the hands in the back. Or you want to drop back immediately, you can. Now remember, just don't drop back, but have your chest truly lifted. Now, if you want to go further, you can lift up your left arm towards the back, one-armed camel, placing the other hand down and lifting the right arm. Stay lifted. Now, both hands back, full camel, and then slowly rise up and sit back onto heels. And come right into the relaxing child's pose, hands beside your hips. Breathing, relaxing, slowly rise up, come onto all fours, and then lift back into your first downward facing dog, maybe walking the dog. Do whatever movement makes you feel good here. It's your practice. Please stay at your level so you feel good. So I'm bending both of my knees here and then finding full length. Drawing in my belly. One more time, bending both of my knees and then finding lots of length in my shoulders and my back and then in my legs. Now looking forward and placing all the weight onto your hands like you want to hop into a handstand and then back into downward facing dog. Forward, really engaging that core, and move back into downward facing dog. Move forward again, really all the weight is onto your hands, and then lift the right leg towards the right tricep. Lift the leg back and forward again. Leg towards the right tricep. Lift back into downward facing dog with lifted leg. Opening up the hip. And then maybe circling, opening up that hip and bringing more mobility into your hips. Stretch out your leg again. Bending it. And if you want to, you can come into wild thing. Really opening up that chest. And I like to circle my arm, big circles for shoulder opener, back opener. Feels so good. One more time, opening up, holding wild thing. And then coming back into a downward facing dog. Now, just gliding forward, all the weight forward onto your hands and back again into downward facing dog. Rolling forward, all the weight onto your arms, really hold yourself, and moving back into downward facing dog. Again, rise forward, hold here, and then lift the left leg towards the left tricep. Back into downward facing dog. Lift your leg up, three-legged dog. And then again, come forward, placing the knee onto the tricep if you can, and lift back. Opening up that knee towards the sky, opening up that hip, and making a few circles, hip mobility. Do it in your own pace. Now straightening up that leg again and prepare for a wild thing. Slowly enter into it and really opening up. See what feels good to you today. And I'd like to circle the arm, making big circles, opening up the shoulder, the back. Join me if that feels good for you. Now hold the pose one more time. Placing down the hand, placing down the feet again, downward facing dog. Drawing in your belly. Come into plank pose. Hold plank. And come through chaturanga. Hold the chaturanga pose. Hold into the air and then place yourself down. Both hands in front. Come into Sphinx pose, really finding length with your legs. Maybe the legs are together, knees are lifted, and draw the shoulders back. The chest is lifted. Now you can place your toes down and stretch out your legs a little bit further. That goes a little bit more into your lower back. Now if it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Straightening out your legs again, and then maybe grabbing with the right arm, the right leg, the toes, and turning your hand forward, stretching out your quads, and at the same time opening up that back. Make sure you lift yourself out of that shoulder and really opening up that chest at the same time. Release. The other side, left leg, left arm. You either hold it here or you can turn your fingers forward. Doesn't give you a cramp. Remember to straighten out your right leg. Don't forget about the back leg. Lift and open. Breathe. Hold it a little longer and release. Come up, upward facing dog, in through a child's pose on the fingertips again, lengthening your back, which feels really good right now, and then come into a downward facing dog. Releasing, relaxing, finding length. And then come forward again into plank pose through chaturanga. Hold that chaturanga. We want to build strength. Hold it and place yourself down gently. Now we're going to come into a wheel pose. So grab your ankles and on the inhale, rise up. Your arms are pulling, your legs are drawing up. Maybe you rock a little bit forward and back, that's totally okay. Opening up, breathing. And release. Upward facing dog, it should feel a lot more open now. Look over one shoulder in the upward facing dog, over the other shoulder. Back to the middle and come through a child's pose on the fingertips, lengthening your back. And then come into a downward facing dog. Breathing, releasing, relaxing. Calming your breath here. Stay in a downward facing dog. And then hop forward into a seated position. And slowly roll yourself down. Using your core, go as slow as you can, even slower, slower, before you drop yourself down. Now draw in your left leg into your chest, knee towards your armpit, opening up that leg. And then you want to stay here or straighten out your leg and maybe having some ankle rolls to one side, to the other side. Maybe flexing and drawing those toes towards you. And then just holding the stretch. Now draw in that knee one more time, and we're going to come into an easy twist right away. If this twist variation is too much, you're going to stack both of your legs and just have them in a 90-degree angle to the side. I actually like to lift my arm a little bit more in order to get a shoulder stretch as well. Try to release and relax. Relax your belly, your side, everything. Now we're going to come to the other side. So right leg comes towards the armpit, the knee towards the armpit. You can always stay here with a knee bend or straightening out your leg and then maybe circling the ankle in one direction, in the other direction. And then pointing and flexing if you'd like. Point and flex. It always helps me to release some tensions of my hamstring. And then just hold the pose. If it's too much, come back into a bent knee towards the armpit. Relax and release. And then bend your knee again. Stretch it into your armpit. And come into an easy laying down twist. Again, I like to lift my arm a little bit further up, then straight to the side to get a little bit more of a shoulder open as well. Release and relax. Breathe and relax. Now slowly come out of the pose. And then let's come into Shavasana. I like to tighten up everything and then stretch out my tongue, look overhead, roll my head side to side to truly release all the tensions out of my body. Breathing one more time deeply. Inhale. And through the mouth, the exhale. Releasing, relaxing, letting go. Now slowly wake up again your body, stretch yourself out, draw your knees into your chest, maybe wiggle from side to side. I really love to wiggle to release tensions from the back that maybe have lingered. And then I like to roll myself up and down. If you don't like that, come to the side and just rise up that way. Come into seated position, one leg in front of the other. And I like to just roll my body, just my chest, making big circles. just the chest, and then making big circles, even including the hips. And it helps me to release all tensions that still linger in my chest area, in my hips. And then come into a side bend, releasing your neck down, looking down. And then switching whichever leg you placed in front, do the other one. And then make circles to the other side. Circles of the chest first. Rolling your body, releasing all tensions, and then making the circle so big that you include the hips. It's almost like a cat-cow with a circle sitting down. And then stretch to the other side, lateral stretch, really lift and rise up. Look down, release tensions of the neck, and place the other hand down to release all tensions. Come to the center, look up, to the side, to the other side, releasing all tension of the neck. And then inhale, big inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, slowly hands into your lap. One more time. Big inhale, lift, engage your core. Exhale, release the hands, the wrists, stretching them out, pointing them down and up. And then release them all the way down. Shoulder roll to the back. One more time. Lift all your arms up. Lift your core. Lift your back. Lift everything. And exhale. Hands into your lap. Thank you for practicing with me.